Hey guys, welcome to Breaking 80 podcast. I am your girl Tammy, and this is my buddy Joel Wilson, baby. And we are here to talk about our journey to go low, baby. I'm breaking.
Exactly. We're trying. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're a work in progress.
I finally had a chance to play 3 times in 5 days, and I realized 3 things. First, when a tropical storm comes through South Carolina, it gets really humid and very hot.
Oh,
Second is I'm not 22 years old anymore. And third, I found out that golf can be a very difficult sport.
well, at least you found that out now before you start investing a bunch of your time and money into it.
Yes. Did you get a chance to play?
You know, I played Friday and I played Sunday and I worked in between. And I shot in the 80s. I felt really good about that. I've just got a few things I'm tweaking. You know, it's one of those things you got to put it all together.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. It's interesting. On a podcast I had earlier today, I was talking to a friend of mine. He's a very, very good golfer, and we were talking about equipment and stuff like that. And I go, the grips. I go, how important are the grips? He said the grips are 50% of everything, because that's the only thing that's you're holding the club with the grips. He goes, go get yourself grip size for your grips, the right grip, the right texture, the right everything you need. I go, hell, I just thought it was a grip. He goes, no, that's the most important part of everything is the grip.
Wow, that's fantastic advice, because we do club fittings, we work on the weights of our shaft, our swing shapes, we do all this stuff. I have grips that I prefer. It's like the tour wrap grip. Mm-hmm. And I never thought about getting fitted for the proper size for my hand.
Exactly. And he says that he goes, having grips that are too small or too big can affect how the club comes through and how you manhandle the club, or you don't have it enough, and it can go, you hit the ball right, hit the ball left because of the grip and how it feels. I'm like, you got to be kidding. He goes, think about it. That's the only part of the club that's touching is the grip.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
No doubt about that. And the way you grip it is important. I spent a lot of time last year reworking my grip and trying to achieve that delicate balance. I had never thought about, this is so ignorant. I've been golfing for 25 years and I care so much about different aspects of my game. I have not put as much thought into, am I holding the right grip to begin with? I just went with what I like and what feels comfortable for me. And I'm sure that's part of it, but.
That's what I do too. And I was talking to Rob, and he goes, when he was on tour and playing a lot, he goes, he would have his clubs re-gripped every 2 weeks.
I get mine re-gripped every year because I play a lot of golf. However, I know that I'm underdoing it because I do hear about these players re-gripping their clubs. I didn't hear 2 weeks. I've heard several months, or actually maybe I've heard swapping out and getting new irons altogether every few months, a lot of these players. And some their clubs they'll never part with.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I was talking, like I said, with Rob, because he's got a putter that is like 21 years old that he still loves. Once you get it, you love it. You'll never get rid of it.
And I heard a story about Tiger Woods once. He has a putter that he's had for 20 years, and he's purchased the same putter again and again and again and again, but he only plays the original one. But I read online about him. He has like 10 or 15 versions of the same exact putter, but he plays the one. Mm-hmm. But he just has all these extras. So your superstition for Tiger.
So you were golfing, you were working, you were golfing again. Because I remember when I texted you, you said you had to go back to work. I'm sitting there going, what are you doing working on a weekend? Come on, you're not supposed to be doing this.
That's what I'm saying. You know what? They should close these hospitals for the weekend. That would help me.
Did you have a chance to watch the John Deere?
So I was able to watch it Thursday, Friday a little bit, and I was able to watch a lot of Saturdays, and then I lost my YouTube TV coverage for Sunday. I watched the highlights. You were texting me. I was so excited about my boy Max Homa.
Yes. No, I will not read the text that you sent me. How's that? But yeah, he came to win. And then I don't know, is it in his mind? How's that?
That's a good question. I will say after the first 3 days, and he had that interview where he was talking about cutting the social media platform X out of his life to produce some outside negative influences. I was like, well, he's back, baby. This guy with ice in his veins is back. And he may show us that he does that in Europe over the next couple of weeks. He'll be at the Scottish Open. Can't wait to see that. And he did, by the way, drop in the FedEx Cup rankings. Let's see, where is Max Homa this week? I think he dropped to number 28 in the FedEx Cup ranking. Yeah, or maybe that. Let me see here.
Yeah, he started off par, birdie, 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 had a two-stroke lead. That's when I texted you, and you're like, he's back. Homa came with ice in his veins, and then the wheels fell off.
And then the wheels fall. I'm so excited about Max Homa this week. Really excited about Brian Campbell.
Yes.
His career story is very cool. And for all of us unprofessional golfers at home, Brian Campbell is an inspiration. He has been a professional golfer for 10 years. He's 33, 32 years old, I think 32. Lost his tour card.
Yeah, it took him 7 years to get it back.
Yeah, and now he's won 2 tournaments this year for a total of $3.174 million.
Both tournaments were in extra holes, too.
Yeah, that's right. Playoffs. The first one at the Mexico Open to our fun new favorite,
Mr. Putt Getter.
Aldrich Pot Getter.
Yeah.
Yes, we love this name. And then this week, Emiliano Grillo.
Yeah. Griot, he did good. His tee shot in the first playoff hole, it went way left, and he just did whatever he could just to try to get back up on the green, and on the surface to hit the ball to get a good shot to try to get a par. Then he flew the green, chipped it on, didn't even get the chip on this. And it's like, it fell apart from there.
That's a tough one. And, let me correct myself. Brian Campbell is the one who dropped to 28th in the FedEx Cup rankings. Mm-hmm. He could play it, baby. So we'll see we'll see how the end of the season goes. But he's now within the top 30. So congratulations to Brian Campbell. Yeah, that's a big deal. And my boy Max went from 122nd to 98. But again, we got 2 tournaments coming up. And I do feel like, although he fell apart on Sunday, I do feel like he was back to being what I think could be like ninja Max Homa. I can't wait to see what he does at the Scottish Open. It's going to be a really exciting week.
What do you think of the Scottish Open? Because we're living here. In fact, wait, I want to do something here. And the listeners, and this is going to be a clip for everything, because they can answer in on Instagram or Facebook or text line, which is 843-418-3673. For the people who have been watching this podcast, and we're not going to tell right now, we're going to tell afterwards, we're going to tell next week. How many rounds of golf have Tammy and I played together in our life? Let people guess how many rounds of golf that you and I have played together in our life. And you can text in, this will probably be a clip on Instagram so people can figure out how many times that you and I have been on the course and we've played together. So that's
And if you get the number of times, you should also get who won.
Exactly. So you can say that I won.
Yeah, that's right. No doubt about that. In fact, it's funny that you said I had a fun post up this week about, people who lie about their handicap, men and women, right? And I love a good liar, baby, because bring you and your fake low handicap to the next tournament, and I'll bring my real and honest number 12 handicap to the tournament. And give me strokes, I will take them. Although I know people pad their handicaps.
Yes.
And they're actually, more scratch than not. But I love a good liar. I love a big ego and a good liar. And I love to play against them. And I love good tournament golf, baby. I love that competitive nature on the course.
I do too. I love that. I know you admit
locked in when I'm playing versus someone in a real tournament.
Yes, but you know what? It's okay to lose to me. That's fine.
Probably not going to happen, but we'll see.
Let's see about that. You had mentioned the FedEx Cup, and there are changes being made to the FedEx, which I agree.
Yeah, I agree with it too. They've made 2 big changes to the FedEx Cup this year. I think it makes more fair.
Yes.
with the dropping of the additional stroke.
Yeah, I don't want to see before the tournament starts, somebody's 10 under. No, I don't like that. Even though you should be rewarded for being good all year long, but that's
Right.
just too much. If you
Yeah, and you know what? Making the top 30, I mean, and qualifying to play, I mean, that's a pretty limited playing field.
Exactly.
So you're already, in contention. I mean, yeah. And if you're the best in the world, Scotty Scheffler doesn't need 10 strokes,
No, he
honestly.
doesn't. No.
Ah,
Yeah, no, 10
everybody
strokes.
wants to beat Scotty.
I know. You realize though when you're doing that and you're like the 30th or 29th, you're like, okay, he's got a 10-stroke lead to start. Come on. How fair is that?
No doubt. Yeah, not cool. I'm glad they changed it back. And the other new rule
What is
or
it?
change,
Huh?
they're changing the way that divide the money up for the FedEx Cup, and that makes a lot of sense.
It does. Now, I'll
Yeah.
ask you about yes, the Scottish Open and the Brit and the Open Championship. I'm sorry, the Open Champ. Out here, it's a 6-hour difference. So when they're teeing off at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in Scotland, for me it's 3 o'clock in the morning. For you, it's midnight. Does that bother you that you can't watch any of that only on delay?
You know how I am. I like I like to watch it late anyway. It's gonna be a real challenge. Yeah, so we'll see how yeah, because they're kicking off at 2 a.m. Eastern time. Joel Damien's in the first group.
I know.
Would be really fun.
I love
Yeah.
him. He's a neat guy.
Yeah, everybody loves him. Yeah, he's like America's sweetheart, Joel Damien.
But realize 2 p.m. is that's still 11 o'clock your time.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So actually, I think my bigger challenge is going to be not watching it before I go to bed. That's going to be because, I have to go to work and save lives or not hurt people when I go work in an ICU the next day. So I think maybe I'll just call off all weekend so I can
There you go. It's exactly it. Now, I do know that what's going to happen is it's going to be like 4 in the morning. I'm up watching this, and all of a sudden my phone's going to beep. I'm going, Tammy, what the hell is she doing up?
That's right. I'm going to beat you to it this time.
You will.
Yeah, that's so fun. Well, it's going to be an interesting week. We got links golf coming.
I know. I love. Have you ever played links golf?
I have played links golf in Northeast Ohio. There's a course called Airport Greens. It's a links course.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shorter course, maybe it's a little bit open, but it's links. And it's a really fun challenge. So for those listening, if you haven't played a good links course, go and get it.
And it can get in your head if you don't.
That's different golf.
Oh, it is completely different. There's a place outside of Springfield, Ohio called National, and I played it. And there's a par 5, and the par 5 has just got these rolling hills, and it's just there's no trees, no nothing, just wispy grass, the fescue on the side. And I hit a beautiful drive. The ball's going up. You can see it go up a hill and down. Then up a hill. I'm like, this thing's going to roll 300 yards. And it went down a hill, and I never saw it come back up again.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, this can't be good. And I drive up there going, who the hell put a pot bunker in the middle of them? I had to hit backwards to get out of this thing.
Crazy. I've had to do it on some Pete Dye courses because it's not cool with the bunkers.
I know. But links golf is fun to play. It's very fun to play. It can be challenging if you don't watch out.
Yeah. Do you think that these European boys have some advantage there, like the Shane Lowrys and the Maddie and yeah?
Yes.
I think that they more than likely have some advantage. They'll be used to the Scotland wind.
Mm.
They'll be used to the temps. They'll be used to everything that Scotland does over there. Just like, anybody coming from Florida, that's very different golf.
Yes.
Myself in the Southwest,
Uh-huh.
that's hot golf, hot and dry.
Yes.
And we get high wind in the afternoons. Yeah, I think all the Europeans, they have a little bit of advantage. And for those who are going from the John Deere Classic straight to the Scottish Open, like Max Homa, that's going to be a really interesting turnaround. And we'll see how that affects his play. A lot of guys took off.
Did you see that there were a lot that played in the John Deere, and they all chartered a flight to fly to Scotland?
And they forgot me.
I know.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
You could have stopped at Myrtle Beach and got me too. Come on.
I know, guys. I'm right here, dudes.
I think we should be doing the podcast from there next week.
I think we should go. Yeah.
Scottish.
I'm Scottish too. In fact, I've got my Scottish gear
Oh, you
representing.
do?
That's right. This is what my daughter brought home from Scotland for me. She bought at a little shop when she was there traveling because it matches my
Oh, yes.
yeah, those go together, baby. She got them in Edinburgh. So, and when I traced my Scottish roots one time, I did trace them back to the Edinburgh region, and we are the Archer clan from Scotland.
Ah, I'm the Gun Clan from the islands of Scotland, is what I'm
I
from.
love that. And someday we can play Scotland together. That's
I will tell you, when we do, I have a kilt. I wear a kilt on holidays and for special occasions. And the plaid, we call them plaids. It's the plaid of my clan, the Gun Clan. And I purchased it from the Gun Clan in Scotland. They shipped it over. So it's original. I also have the plaid that goes around your chest. I have a Scottish sporran, which is a purse. I have it all.
I love that so much. And my
And I got the
follow-up
legs for it.
question- Yeah, my follow-up question is, can you bring that whole outfit to California? And what do I got to pay you to wear it? I mean, we can do that here.
You find a links course, and I will play golf with the kilt on a links course. And let's just hope the wind isn't blowing too much.
I hope for the wind, but I just found a new mission in life, baby, and I am on it.
There you go.
Google searching that this week.
Well, like I said, do you think? Let's say the Scottish Open, because the Scottish Open is this week. You know, the Open Championship is next week. Talk about that. I believe that whoever hosts the trophy for the Scottish is not going to be an American. I think it's going to be a European to win it. I would love to see another Scot win it. That would be cool to have another Scot win the Scottish Open.
I wouldn't have, you know, I think that they have a lot of advantage.
A lot of advantage.
I wouldn't mind seeing Rory have his name on the top of the leaderboard and kind of hush some of the people after he won his Grand Slam this year. So I wouldn't mind seeing Rory kind of, you know, chill everybody out, get back to it. He's playing in his home, you know, home region sort. And yeah, I'd like to see, you know, I love a good Rory show. So
I tell you what,
I'd like to see Justin Rose play really well, though. And actually, to be fair, if I could put all my positive energy into Shane Lowry, I would love to see that guy, Rory's bestie, crush it at the Scottish Open, because people are always coming up to Shane and saying, "Hey, what do you think about Rory?" in the middle of his work week.
I know, exactly. I got a question for you. You ready? Okay, it's Sunday, the Open Championship. Two guys are 4 under in the pack. It is Rory and Max Homa. Who are you rooting for?
Max Homa.
Oh, okay. You're going to go for the local guy, the SoCal guy.
I'm going local guy and a little bit of the dark horse. And man, I would love to see Max Homa take out one of the best players all time. I think that would give him the ego, and I would love to see that. And then I'd watch Homa drop on the FedEx Cup standing, and yeah, that would be fun.
Do you think that Homa has a chance for the Ryder Cup?
I don't think so. You know, he's not going to qualify as far as rankings, and you know, he just doesn't qualify as far as the rankings go this year. And he's a great guy. His game just may not be put together for this time. Maybe next time. You got to go with who's hot. And I'm always about the gamer with JT. So,
Sure.
you know, but you get who's hot. You know, plus Keegan Bradley's going to be a player. And by the way, how much would you love to see? Yeah, how much would you love to see Keegan at the top of the leaderboard? I actually think Keegan is going to come to play, because I think Keegan wants to be a player captain more than he lets on. But I think he won't. Yeah, he won't let himself do it unless he qualifies fair and square.
Okay, you ready for a rapid fire quiz here for you? This is rapid fire. Okay, who at the end of the round, at the end of the Open Champ, who's going to be scoring higher, scoring better? I mean, Keegan Bradley or Bryson DeChambeau? Quick.
Keegan
Keegan or Rory?
Keegan. Keegan's hot right now. Yeah, I'm over in struggle bus.
Brooks Koepka or Bryson DeChambeau?
Bryson
Bryce. Kim or Scheffler?
Scheffler.
Scheffler or Keegan?
That would be actually the best. I think Keegan is rising up so quickly. Man, how could you? Keegan, because I think he's got it in his heart so badly. He wants it.
Morikawa or Scheffler or Schauffele?
Morikawa.
Morikawa or Scheffler?
Scheffler.
Okay. You think Keegan's got
Morikawa's got his new caddy this week.
Yes.
So
Well,
really.
so does Homa. Homa's got a new caddy.
Oh, okay, cool. I've not seen Homa's caddy change.
Yes, Homa changed his caddy too.
Yeah, Morikawa's coming to play. That's interesting. Homa's doing the same. And Billy Foster, Morikawa's new caddy. He was on the bag for Matty Fitzpatrick's US Open win a couple of years ago. And this is a guy with a lot of experience. I actually don't know who Homa's new caddy is, but
yeah, I found that. I heard about that earlier today. I know his old caddy, he's gone through like 4 different players and he's going to have a hard time getting another job. Now, you had mentioned, let me see if I can find it real quick. He's got to do it. No, probably can't. Oh, who new caddy? Bill Hark, his new Bill Hark. And I'm not sure his old caddy. In the past, Hark is caddying for Kurt Colton Nost and Jonas Blix. Got a new caddy.
okay. Well, man, Homa's got to make a couple of changes. I don't think that they're big changes, and I think that should help him out quite a bit because he actually played really well this week.
No, I apologize. He just split up with Bill Hark. He's only been with Bill Hark for 3 months, and then he split up with him.
Wow. Huh.
So, damn, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I wonder, you always wonder what the dynamics are behind that. You and your caddy got to have such good energy. I think about it because my husband and I play together all the time. He's such a calm presence. He knows my games so well, and he's really golf smart. And so you want to have obviously all of those factors, but somebody who is going to ground you, know exactly what to say and when, and read a golf course, know where to put it, and the wind and the environment and the moisture and the air and the
Yeah, I'm finding that out, which is interesting because, and I talked to people who are professional. They've been on the tour, and I'm like, you look at the thing and you go, okay, humidity is this, the wind is this, it's slightly uphill. You do all those calculations in a second. You know what to do because you've been doing it. For me,
Yeah.
it takes me a while. Then I start overthinking, and then I'll just chunk the ball and only hit it, forwards anyway. And that's the problem with someone who doesn't play enough. We don't get that.
Yeah. Have you ever had and paid for a caddy at a high-end course or somewhere like that?
No.
And neither have I. And I say this because I went and played the beautiful Bandit Resort in Oregon. And I made a huge mistake and didn't pay for the caddy. So guys, listeners, friends, if you are listening, pay for the caddy. If you're going to spend a few $100s around and they have caddies, and by the way, if you're walking, let the caddy carry your bag. Don't even carry anywhere. It's like $100 plus a tip for a caddy, whatever it is that they charge, the wealth of knowledge that they bring to the table. They walk this course every day. So you're almost wasting your $250, $400 around if you don't also pay expertise. But Bandon Dunes, I did not pay for the caddy, and my game paid for that.
Yeah.
And I played it with the replay rate 2 times a day. And that was the dumbest decision I ever made. I will go back to Bandon Dunes and I will pay for the caddy. That was fantastic golf, extremely challenging. But if you're going to go play a course like that, pay for your caddy and get the advice, get the whole experience, the whole professional experience.
Exactly. Now you play a lot. I'm trying to play more. Do you practice or you just go out there and play?
Man, what a great question. Ignorantly, I don't practice like I should. We have our friend, we each have professional golfer friends. These guys practice. I assume, Robert West practices, my buddy Isaac practices hours a day when he's, for things. I do. So sometimes I get there 40 minutes early and I'll practice my chipping. if my swing is really, if I haven't played in a week, I have to hit a few balls on. But chipping for me is almost where I prefer to focus my practice because that's where I lose my touch most quickly. And I'm extremely overly confident with my ping and I trust my driver. But the chipping, if I lose the feel, there are so many strokes that I lose around the green. If you can chip the ball close to the pin,
Mhm.
you've cut so many strokes off of your game.
Exactly. I'm in the Digital Guru Studios here in Beach, and to my left, you guys cannot see it, but I have over there. I have a putting green, and it is from Putt, a company out of France. They sent me a 15-foot putting mat, so it sits down there, and every once in a while, I'll get up and I'll probably hit 100 putts a day, and that has made my a lot better. And another thing I'm found too is while I'm not hitting I'm not hitting a bunch more good shots. I'm hitting more good shots, but not a bunch more. I'm hitting less bad shots. If you understand what that for people who are out there listening, you understand what that means. Let's say that an approach on a par four where before I would hit it 5 feet to the right. Now I'm on the fringe. So I'm chipping it a lot closer than trying to chip it in. And that's cutting probably 4 or 5 strokes around off my game by hitting bad shots.
No doubt about that. And that's back to the talking to my scratch golfer friend about breaking 80, and we just had our buddy do it, and now he's breaking it all the time. But he had 3 tips, says these. One is consistent ball swing.
Yes.
Okay. Two is if you have a bad swing, course management. Just get yourself back into play, take your bogey if you're going to get it, and move on. Don't turn it into a triple bogey and try and really go for it from the rough in the trees or whatever. We're not Rory McIlroy. We're not scratch golfers, right? So get it out there. But number 3 was short game, pitching and chipping. So pitching or chipping, getting your ball within 10 feet of the hole, getting out of there with a 1 to 2 putt. 3 putt kill you. And but yeah, pitching and chipping. And in fact, I was just talking to a buddy of mine on Instagram about this. He's going through some back issues right now, so he can't get out and play. And I said, man, if I were you, I would get out there and work on my chipping and putting. You don't even have to do pitching because a little bit more of a swing, chipping, just like it's like putting from off the green.
Yep.
And last year I tore my rotator cuff and I couldn't really play for like 4 to 6 weeks. And during that time, I became like a chipping ace. I just went out there. I continued to go out every day with my husband and I would just chip. I did some pitching too. So just chipping and pitching. And I was practicing it before, but that's when I learned like you really got to practice that. There's such a feel to it.
Exactly. I know that. I know we've talked about it on podcasts. I've talked on the other podcast. When I had my surgery and cancer free, I'm laid up in bed, and they said you have to walk around to make sure that you keep going. I mean, I had a pump that was sucking stuff out of my liver, but they said you got to walk, up and down. So I get up and I'm like, wait, if I got to walk up and down, let me roll out this putting mat, give me my putter. I don't have to pick the ball to hit it back and forth. And that's what I did. And my wife comes home. She goes, have you walked? I said, yes, I walked 150 putts. And she's like, that doesn't, well, I guess it does count, doesn't it? I go, yes, that counts. And ever since then, my putting has gotten a lot better. And that has also been able to, shave strokes off my game.
Yeah. And those are the moves when you become really comfortable with them. And how comfortable are you with your putter now?
Oh, I know that if I'm on the green, I will probably 2-putt. 3-putt is if I misread a speed or misread a green or something really bad. But for the most part, I'm going to 2-putt. In fact, I drained a 22-footer and a 18 or 20-footer when I was out there playing. And
nice.
The thing, but you're like 42 feet away and you put it within 3 feet. And it's like, well, to me, I can hit that. That's easy for me because I've done it so much. I have the confidence
that lag. Yeah, you got to have a good lag. Have a real feel to your.
So yeah, but I will be breaking 80. I will be breaking 80.
You will be breaking 80. I'm confident if I could string together 7 days in a row, I I need just more time in a row, more days in a row. So back to the practice. If I play multiple rounds in a row, I will practice less because when I go back to back to back, I feel like I never left the course and the momentum and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't need to go and hit the range. Maybe for fun, I'll hit the chipping range if I can, but I won't go swing my driver and irons. I'm totally warmed up and it feels like I was just here. So,
See, my problem is that I shoot, and last week I shot an 81, I shot an 81, 82, and an 85, 86, something like that.
awesome.
I think I've shot pretty damn good. I did not practice once, did not go to a range once, did not chip once, did not go to a putting green once. I just,
Wow.
paid, got in the cart, loaded the bags up, went right to the first hole, and did a little stretch and then took it out. I think if I did more of that, what you're supposed to do, I would score better. But
Well, how is your relationship with your clubs? Do you feel confident when you go out and play?
we have a love-hate relation, my clubs do. It's kind of like, I love some of them, let's put it this way. My driver, very comfortable with me. My 3-wood is like my ex. I don't quite like her. Um, my 1 iron, that's my baby. I love my 1 iron. And I'm finding out I had not swung my 3 iron, and I swung my 3 iron a couple times and really loved it to where I might be falling back in love. That's like my first love. I might be coming back with that. But my first love, if you talk about your relationship with a club, my 7 iron, I just love it.
Wow, that's cool.
And I hate my pitching wedge. How's that?
Wow. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild how we go in and out of these relationships
I
because
know.
I spent a while there hating my 7 iron. So actually, I have a golf net in my yard by Spornia, and I was taking my 7 iron out there every single day and just hitting my 7 iron. And then I took it to the course one day and it worked. And I was like, oh, I thought it was broken. So like, so now I feel confident with my 7 iron again, and I'm happy playing my 7 iron.
Okay, so let me see if I get this. If I put this in relationship wise, you and your 7 iron were on the outs. You took it to a counselor, which is out back, and now it's okay. Now you're back with them.
That's right. I put in a lot of work into that club. I knew I needed the distance. We're back together and it's all good. Do the same thing with my woods. I feel really good about my woods right now. I actually have to start the round being in love with my woods or I'm not going to play them well.
Mhm.
So I have to go out and just be like, I love my woods. And I really try and convince myself of that. But there was probably a period last year I didn't play them for 6 months, any of my woods,
Really?
maybe my 7. But I was playing my hybrids and I actually pulled my 3 and 5 wood out of my bag because I just wasn't playing it well. So
I carry a driver. I carry a 3-wood that I only use when my driver's acting up, and I put him back in the bag and let him sit there and talk to the other clubs on what to do. Pull out the 3-wood. That's the only woods I have. Everything else is an iron.
yeah. Yeah, that's great. And lately, my iron swings are not as crisp altogether. I'm actually losing some yardage because I'm not, as precise as I was last year when I shot my hole in one. And last year I knew I was on fire with the irons and I was like, oh, I got a hole in one coming. Right now I'm not there with my irons. It's a little frustrating. So that being said, what I need is practice. So that's practice appropriate problem, and I can do that in my backyard, go out there and just swing my clubs. And that is the time that I need to put in. I need to be out with my irons,
Yes.
working on this relationship and making it work.
So you playing golf today?
I'm not playing golf today. Today is manicure pedicure day. It's my self-care day.
Aren't we special?
I know. What are you doing for your self-care today, Joel?
Well, you know what? I can go get me a mani-pedi, but I still have work to do.
Oh,
Some of us have to be stuck in a studio, and I actually have a ex-NFL football player coming in, and we do a podcast. So it's going to be a couple jocks in here talking sports for a while after in about an hour and a half. So
I love
I
it.
get to do. You know what? Life is good.
Life is good. Talking sports all day and getting paid for it, it's kind of great.
It is kind of great. It is.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. Well,
Yeah.
we are going to wrap this one up. Next week, we are going to get big into the Open Championship. Well, we're going to come down and we're going to figure out top 10, who's going to be where, who's going to be doing what, and we'll also be talking Ryder Cup. But for now, I am Joel Wilson, and I will see you at the next Tee Box.
And I am Yo Girl Tammy. Till next time.